you so much. Can you hear me back there? Yeah? Okay, good. Wonderful. You guys want to move up the seats? Whatever you want. It's up to you. It's truly an honor to be here. Thank you, Rabbi, for your kind words. It means a lot to me. What incredible stories. I love them. We appreciate your energy and what you do for the Klal Yisrael. And Hashem should bless you, that we should continue to inspire people with health and happiness. To the guys who put this together, thank you so much. I mean, wow, this is unbelievable. 2 nights before Kippur, making this happen. It's awesome. Yeah, you guys are amazing. So I have a few things that I want to talk about. Hopefully you'll stick with me for a little bit. You know, in the world of psychology, there's a game they play with people. When they want to understand what you're thinking, they can't ask you what you're thinking. You know why? Because we're going to answer the stuff that they want to hear. Right? When you're little, whenever you ask a little kid something, they'll tell you the truth. Because they're little. Anyone here raising little kids? Right? You ask them something, they give you an answer, it's the true answer. It's like and when they expect, when you answer them, they expect whatever you're saying is totally true. And when you're raising little kids and you teach them that what you're saying isn't true, it like blows their mind. Anyone raise little kids, take them to the supermarket, right? And they're destroying the whole supermarket, like if they're my kids, right? Everything's answered, and the mom's like, can you please? And the kid's like, no, we're destroying the place. This is so much fun, it's not even our house. And the mom's like, listen, if you kids can just stop beating each other up for like 2 minutes, I'll take you for ice cream. The kid's like, what? I can just, wait, how? Done, this is a good deal for us, we're in. Right? Mom's like, great, they don't kill each other. She gets in the car and she drives home. And the kid's like, Mom, what ice cream? She's like, oh no, I'm busy. She goes, but you said so. And then what does Mom say? But I didn't promise. You know what I'm saying? Right? And the kid's like, what do you mean? You say things, they should mean things, right? How does this happen to us? You know how this happens to us? It happened somewhere around, for me, 8 years old. Somewhere around 8 years old, I remember I was a little kid, I'm playing in the house. And my mom says to me, Charlie, don't throw the ball against the wall. I said, Mommy, I'm the best shortstop in the world. What are you worried about? She goes, behind you is the vase. I said, I'm a vacuum cleaner. Don't worry about it. Throw the ball against the wall. I'm getting it. Throw it against the wall. It hits the back of my glove. Goes over to the vase and it hits the vase. It's like out of a movie, right? It goes, ch, ch, ch. And all of a sudden it starts to fall and I'm like, slow motion. I'm like, no. And it smashes. And my mom comes in. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, and then as it is, I see my little sister crawling by. I go, well, she came by and she almost killed herself. I ran to save her. I hit the thing and I saved her life, but I killed the vase. And my mom's like, that's okay. And I'm like, holy cow, you can just say things that aren't true? And then you get older and then you learn how you say this to your professors, this to your teachers. And all of a sudden you become an adult and you realize that what comes out of my mouth, So when you're sitting in the room of a psychologist, they want to know how you're feeling. They say, here's the game they play with you. It's called word association. Here's how it works. They tell you something, and you're not allowed to think. They tell you a word, and you're going to answer right away. Because if you think, you're going to say something that they want to hear. If we play word association right now, right here, and I would say, everybody, right now, when I say something, tell me what you think. Holiday. Food. Food. Food, right? Family. Fun. Family food. Right? Would that be what you guys think about holidays? Ready? Let's play word association. You ready? Kippur. No food. No food. Almost food. I can't wait for food, right? Everyone becomes a mathematician on Kippur, right? You're sitting in shul, it's like 2 o'clock, you're like, what? 700 more pages? How's that possible? Well, I'll go to the pages. English, I gotta go to the bathroom 3 times. Don't worry about it, it's only 15 more minutes. When it comes to every other holiday, we're thinking, oh my gosh, we're gonna have family and fun and food, it's gonna be amazing. When it comes to Kippur, it's like, is it almost over yet? What's the greatest night of the year? The greatest night of the year, honestly, is Motzei Kippur. You know why? Usually around like the second bagel, you're like, wait, I don't gotta do this for another year? Oh my gosh. I believe in Hashem now. You know what I'm talking about? Who wants Kippur? Let's be clear straight for like an hour. Who wants to go to Kippur? You know what's amazing? There's a Mishnah. You know what the Mishnah says? The Mishnah says, and remember, this is the Mishnah, this isn't like just an idea that I saw on the corner of the street. The whole system of Judaism comes through certain places. One of the places is Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Lo hayu yamim tovim liYisrael ke 15 ba'av v'yom HaKippurim. The Mishnah says, you want to know what a holiday really is? A holiday. Not a day of awe, not a day of seriousness. You want to know what a word association, holiday? Kippur. And the question is, how come they're seeing something that we're not? Could it possibly be that they're just rabbis and they like get excited about fasting all day? No. They're teaching us something, and that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. Because Kippur is coming in 24 hours, in 48 hours. And if you come to Kippur, and you're like most people, not looking forward to it, I can't wait for it to be over, it may be that you're coming to Kippur and you're missing the whole holiday. Maybe there's something about Kippur that if we fully got, we'd walk in and go, I can't wait. And when 5 o'clock comes, you go, I'm pumped to eat, I'm a human being, but why does it have to end so quickly for? That's what I want to talk to you about tonight. Stick with me. If you're in the back, come closer, because that's what we're going to talk about. I want to tell you a story. So, I had a friend of mine who I went to law school with. He was one of these guys that, there are people like this in the world, there's very few like this. And these are the people that everybody loves to hate. Because when you see a guy like this, it's very rare. Usually the guy's very full of himself. There are people in this world that Hashem blesses physically in every area. There are people like this, where God blesses them and basically gives them the bracha of everything physical. There's a guy, he's a friend of mine from law school. He was the most charismatic guy you know. Every room, every joke, you put him in a room, he doesn't know anybody, in 10 minutes, he's in the middle of the whole circle, everyone's laughing, he's telling stories, unbelievable. He's this good-looking guy, everyone can't get enough of him, he's so good-looking, it's unbelievable. Not only that, he's the best athlete, he went to some public school, he played varsity quarterback, and then like on the off-season he played basketball, and then the off-season he played baseball. He's one of those guys, you hate those guys, you know what I'm talking about? Everything in the world the guy touches to do, and on top of all that, it'd be okay if you were charismatic, good-looking, and an athlete, that'd be fine. No, not this guy. He is like off the charts brilliant, not like normally smart, he's mad brilliant. He walks into a test, remember, we go to law school, we wake up in the morning for like these big tests, everything would be highlighted in textbooks, the whole deal. He would roll in from some party, he would just fix himself up, read the book for 2 seconds, walk in and get it out. You hated him, you know what I'm talking about? And if that wasn't enough, he wasn't just like rich. His parents came in like off the Mayflower in like the 1700s and like bought all of Connecticut. You know what I'm talking about? He's got like more money. He's like, whatever. Like, he's got his trust fund. His daily allowance is like people's annual income. And everybody and no one can stand this guy. And I liked him. You know why? Because I have Hashem. Like, I need this stuff. So like to me, like I found it to be like kind of amusing. But no one said, no, we became good friends in law school. Hysterical. And guess what? We ended up working in my firm, and we ended up working in the same firm together. So we became friends in the firm. He was one officer with me. And if you thought he was annoying in law school, forget about it. He'd go out all night, go to all these things, show up at a meeting. It's not like going to test, right? You have a meeting, you have a client, you have a case. Literally, he would walk in, I'm like, are you joking me? There's a client in the other room, you can't fake this isn't a test. He'd be like, no problem. I worked in these sweatshops. We'd go downstairs, we'd shout. He would shower, change his clothes, walk in, and kill the meeting. And I'd walk in and be like, if I didn't like you, I'd hate you. That's this guy. So we would have these debates in that life. I had started my life, Baruch Hashem, I was married, I had children, I wanted to start a family. I would go to shul, I'd pray, I'd learn, you'd be like, you're wasting your time. No woman can hold me down. No, I can't have, I have to always be out there. This would be our entire fight. One day he goes away, he goes to some vacation, I don't know where, he comes back, and he says to me, Charlie, I'm a changed man. And I'm like, oh no. He says, I found the one. Oh my God, this is not going to end well. And he turns himself into like a Hallmark card now. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, I found the woman, and when I look into her eyes, I feel the sunset setting. I'm like throwing up as he's talking. He's like, her voice is like a harp. I'm like, can you stop at Hallmark? I can't even digest my food. 2 days ago, you're misdiagnosed, I'll never settle down. He's like, no, the sun opened. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, please just tell me that you didn't. And as I said it, he goes, we're engaged. I'm like, oh my gosh. This is like how bad reality shows start. I'm like, please, just date it for a few months. You gotta check it out. You're not exactly the most humble guy in the world. No, he goes, no, I found the woman in which I opened my love. I'm like, oh, here we go. So they get married. Now, when most people get married, they make a very interesting connection. They make a connection between the wedding and actually living with the woman. You know what I'm talking about? Usually that's connected. You marry her and dance, and then you actually live together and like become a human being with another person with you. He never made that connection. Wedding was amazing. He was the same guy. Same parties, same running around, same poker games, same 14 basketball leagues. And I'm like, you know that you're married to someone. She goes, no, she's cool. He married a woman, God bless her, she's from the Midwest, she had very little money. He thought that what all he needs to do is just buy her things. So he bought her a big mansion up in Westchester, he bought her jewelry, he bought her all these things. He's like, no, she's cool. I'm like, you sure? Because she hasn't seen me like in a week. She's like, no, she's cool. A week into the marriage, a year into the marriage, she was a consultant for a big consulting firm. She goes on a business trip. 3 weeks in London. She comes back after 3 weeks in London. She hears and she sees what happened in the house when she was away. She surveys the damage. She puts all the pieces together and says, it's over. He goes, what? She goes, out. He goes, come on. She goes, yeah. Hasta luego. You're out. He goes, get out of here. It's me. She goes, I know. It's over. He comes back to the office and says, well, what's going to be? He goes, come on, it's me. This guy never heard the word no in his life. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, there's a word in the English language that starts with an N. I don't know what it's called. It sounds like a no, but it can't possibly be. He's calling her, she's not picking up the phone. He's calling her, she's picking up the phone. He goes, that's it. He goes over to the house, and he goes, I'm coming to the house when he works at. He goes to the house, and he told me as he got to the house, on the front step are 2 full valises with all his clothes. She's like, it's over. Now, this happens very rarely in life. Very rarely. When you see it happen, it's really sad. There are people in life that never once get a stumbling block. There are people that are younger, and they never once hit a bump. They never once had a no, and they hit one big fall, and they crack. This guy cracked. I mean, he cracked. When he saw those 2 valises, when he said, come on, she said no, something went off in his brain, and he snapped. He came to work the next day disheveled. He walked into a meeting. He was like unimpressive. He started to lose it. I'm like, you gotta talk to her. He's like, he was really just losing it. So he's like, I'm gonna go talk to her. So he goes over to the house at 7 o'clock. She's like, it's over. He goes, I want to talk to you. She goes, I don't want to talk to you. He goes, I'm not leaving the house until you talk to me. She goes, then sit here. Stay as long as you want. He says, fine. My friend said to me, he went in the house, he sat on the front stoop, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock. He turned over, he lay down on the front stoop, and he slept a November night in New York, entire night on the stoop. 7 o'clock in the morning, the door opens. Not her, just the door. And he walks in. Can you imagine a big, huge mansion? He walks in and every room is dark. He goes from room to room to room. He finally hits the kitchen. And when he gets to the kitchen, he sees the following sight. The kitchen table is set with 2 cups of coffee. And she's sitting there behind one. And he gets it right away. He walks up. He sits down behind the other cup of coffee. And they start to talk. And they talk for the entire day. And at the end of the day, they say, we're going to give it one more chance. And this guy, I have never seen TESHUVA in my life. Like that. They're married, family, the guy's totally changed. What I want to talk to you today about, and if you could give me just every bit you have on your attention, what I want to talk to you today about is that conversation. Because the conversation between my buddy and his wife over 2 cups of coffee 15 years ago that changed this guy's life, in my opinion, is everything about what Kippur is all about. And if you get that conversation, I think you get Kippur. And if you don't get that conversation, I think you'll walk into this room and you'll pray for the entire day, and you may walk out and still not understand Kippur. You can walk in and fast and not connect to Kippur. You can walk in and pray and not connect to Kippur. Kippur is a day that you can't mess with. Because if you get the day right, it changes your life. You get the day wrong, you're the same guy, just hungrier. And we're doing it anyways. Might as well just do it right, in my opinion. So what am I talking about? So stick with me a little bit, okay? In the back, if you can't hear, come close. Otherwise, we're going to do this together. Here we go. In many ways, that story is very much similar to our story with God. Because if you look at Kippur as a regular day, it's not. If you look at it as like an isolated day, we have a bunch of holidays, and each holiday is a separate day, that's not how it works. Judaism is so much more complex. It's so much more intricate than one specific day. Every holiday is like a body. Every part relates to another part. Every holiday connects to another holiday. And the day of Kippur, really, the story of Kippur is the last chapter of a saga that we have been going through for the past 7-8 months. The story really begins, not in Kippur. You know when the story really begins? In April. It begins in Egypt. And imagine if we forget this, because the Pesach Seder goes so quickly, and every time we're supposed to talk about this at the Seder, it's between talking about it or eating, and we're always opting for eating. But if you think about it, the story of Egypt is unbelievable. The Jewish people are in Egypt for 210 years. 210 years. Do you know how long ago that is? We're talking about the Holocaust. The Holocaust was 60, 70 years ago. 210 years? And it wasn't like they worked hard and then get bonus at the end of January. It was Nazi Germany. If there wasn't enough bricks, they pulled out Jewish babies and stuck it into the walls. They killed people at random. The Jews were praying to Hashem for 210 years, and it was radio silence from above. And all of a sudden, Moshe Rabbeinu shows up and goes, "Hey guys, good news. I was walking around the desert, and I saw the bush, and the bush didn't burn, and it was gone." And he was like, "Well, yeah, whatever you do in your time is your business. No one's going to judge you." But like, what, are you kidding me? And he goes, "Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, fine. Sit back and watch on demand TV, Antiquity style, and just watch who Hashem is." Now, we're forgetting this because right now America is the epicenter of civilization. For however much longer this lasts, we're in the middle of the world. You go to Europe and ask anyone about our politics, everybody knows our politics. You go to a bunch of American high schools and say, "Name 5 European countries," and they're like, England, France, is that in Europe, right? We wouldn't even know that Europe exists if it wasn't for the live map on the El Al flight. You know what I'm talking about? When you're like, "Oh, that's where Europe is? I had no idea. I didn't realize." You know why? Because who cares? Because for whatever reason, right now, we're in the middle I'm still going around the country, and they're like, "Do you know Patrick Ewing?" I'm like, "Are you talking about Patrick Ewing?" Because for however much longer this is, America is the epicenter of the civilization. Then Egypt was the epicenter of the civilization. And in the middle of civilization was a nation that was so low that even Egyptian slaves couldn't eat with Hebrews. And in that 1 year, can you imagine what it must have been like to be a Jew for 1 year? Hashem shows up. Moshe says there's a God that loves you, that wants you. They go, "This is impossible." And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, dam, svardea, blood, locusts, frogs, the place is going crazy. When the Jews came out of Egypt, they were flying. They were walking through the desert. They came out strong. I've got Moshe, I got a God that it could do anything in the world. It's the biggest, and somehow he loves me. I don't know why he chose me, but he loves me. And he's unstoppable, and it's amazing. And they start walking into the Yam Suf, and they get to the water, and they turn to Moshe, and they go, "Moshe, what are we doing here? There's water, there's no boardwalk. There's no hotel system. Like, what's going on here? We're not going to go swimming, come on." And Moshe goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't see the program? Wait for night activity. You thought that was going on? Oh, man. Look at this is the Pesach program. Here we go. Boom!" And they walk through the Yam Suf, they come out the other side, and they all of a sudden become Hallmark cards. They start dancing. Moshe takes the men. Well, Miriam takes the women, and they start saying beautiful things to Hashem. Everyone's dancing and saying all this beautiful poetry to Hashem. They're totally enamored. They're in love with Hashem. And Hashem says, "You want to get married?" And the Jews are like, "You better believe you want to get married. You're joking me? For real? You serious? This is forever?" And God goes, "Yeah, this is forever." And they come to Matan Torah Har Sinai. And Hashem says, "You ready?" And the Jews say, "Yeah, we're ready." And they go up. They get the Torah. Moshe goes, "I'll see in a little bit." Remember the story, right? Moshe comes down. What does he see? Anybody? He sees them serving the egel. He goes, "You did what? What did you do when I was on a business trip? I go up there for 40 days. This is what goes on when I'm leaving. You know what? You're out." Forget this part. You're out. They go, "What do you mean? It's us." God goes, No. Moshe says, "You're out." He goes, "What do you mean I'm out? Where am I going to go? I'm in the desert. I'm going back to Egypt." Out. He goes, "Come on. It's me. It's me." Remember the Jewish people? Moshe goes, "Yeah." We forget how tense it must have been. What do you think life was like in the desert after that happened? What do you think life was like in the desert in the month of Av? When the kid said to Mommy and Daddy, "Mommy, what's going to be with us?" And Mommy said, I don't know. Is Hashem going to come back to us? I don't know. Are we going to die in the desert? I don't know. You know what we did for that month and a half? He kept on calling and calling and calling and calling, and nothing was answering. And then all of a sudden, you know what happened on the first day of Rosh Chodesh Elul, which is why we say Chassidut on the first day of Elul. You know what happened? All of a sudden on Rosh Chodesh Elul, the door opened up. And Moshe goes up, and you know what this whole time has been? The conversation over the cup of coffee. L'havdil. You know what Kippur is? Kippur is the day when Moshe comes down and says, God forgave you. You're good. Salachti kidbarach. Kippur really is the relationship between us and Hashem. That's the end. You know, this guy's anniversary tells me that every year after that day, when his wife wakes up in the morning, he has a different cup of coffee. He goes to like Belgium and he goes to like Africa and he finds a different blend. And when she comes in that day, every single year on the anniversary, when she opened the door for him and they had the cup of coffee, as she wakes up that day, every year there's another cup of coffee. You know what Kippur really is? Kippur really is the anniversary where Hashem said, we're going to stay together forever. You know why we're sitting here in 2018? Because Hashem said on Kippur, we're there together forever. So in order to understand what Kippur is all about, we need to understand what the Jews did wrong in Chet HaEgel. So stick with me a little bit while we do that. So here's how I always thought of the story of Chet HaEgel. Tell me if you thought of it differently. Everybody knows the story of Chet HaEgel, right? Here's how I always pictured it. Now, I come from a different, interesting background. For those who know me a little bit, you know that I come from a different, interesting background. My father comes from Aleppo, Syria. Half of me is Syrian. My mother comes from Munkach. So half of me is totally Ashkenaz, which makes me a walking United Nations with better resolutions, right? So I'm half Syrian, half Munkach, which means everything I eat either has rice in it or margarine. That's my life. So now there's a big difference between Ashkenazim and Sephardim. I'm guessing everyone here is everyone here Sephardi here? Any Ashkenazim in the room? A couple? Okay, we have a little bit? Okay, good. Perfect. So you're going to understand this. The Sephardim in the room, you have to understand the following. For all the Sephardim, listen to what I'm saying. Ashkenazim and Sephardim differ on a lot of things. But let me tell you the number one thing they differ on. Time. Let me explain this. To an Ashkenazi, they measure time in hours, which means there's an 8 o'clock, there's a 9 o'clock, there's a 10 o'clock. These are different segments of the day called hours. So if I meet somebody that's Ashkenazi and I say, I'll see you at 8 o'clock, that means if I'm there at 8:30, I'm late. Everyone with me so far? You guys, it's hard to follow this for the Sephardim in the room. Sephardim don't measure based on time, on hours. You know how they measure time based on? Days. So if I meet you at 8:30, at 8 o'clock and I'm there at 8:30, you're like, what do you mean? I'm on time. It's the day in which 8 o'clock fell out. The day's not over yet. We're still on time. Everybody following this? Now, if you come from a Sephardi family, that's how you all roll. If you come from an Ashkenazi family. But guess what? If you come from a mixed family, oh man, this is what we call family fun for everyone. Here's what we do. Are you ready for some partying? This is what the Hararis do to have fun. We have a Syrian wedding, and we invite the Ashkenazi side. Are you ready? And we give them regular invitations. Can you picture? Ocean Parkway, Harary Zion, 7 o'clock wedding, 6:55. The entire Ashkenazi family is ready outside. They're all out of the cars. What's going on? They're looking around. They're like lost. They're like, what do you mean? It says an invitation. Is it today's the right day? Today's the right day. You sure it's the right place? I checked the address. It's 7 o'clock. Looking up, they're like, it's 7 o'clock. The wedding's 7 o'clock. Why are the lights off in the building? Why is the door locked? How is it possible? I thought the wedding starts right now. And they start fighting with each other. I told you it's now. I told you. And then this is what happens. Whenever they start fighting, all the Sephardim are driving down Ocean Parkway going, kids, look at the Ashkenazim. Don't feed them. Don't feed them. But look, they're here early. It's a fun game they play. It's called Give Them Regular Invitations. 8 o'clock, the caterer shows up. What are you doing here? 9 o'clock, the bride, like, what are you doing? It's your wedding. Your wedding's till 2 hours ago. How come you haven't dressed yet? They're like, oh, we forgot to give you the other invitations. So in my mind, when I first learned the story of the Chet HaEgel, here's how I learned it. Tell me if this sounds a little familiar. Moshe Rabbeinu says, listen guys, Got the Torah? We're good? I'm going up to God. Are we cool with that? They're like, we're cool. I'll see you in 40 days. 40 days on the dot. All the Ashkenazi Jews are by the mountaintop going, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He's late. He's late. He's late. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He's late. He's late. He says he's going to be here. He says he's going to be here. He says he's going to be here. All of a sudden, Moshe comes down and goes, where's everybody? They're like, we didn't know where you were. You were late. He goes, guys, what do you mean I was late? I'm starting. You know, like, I don't know. I was traffic on the Bell Parkway. I don't know. I was grabbing a bagel with my love. What you guys doing? Like, no, we don't want to tell you. Like, what did you do? We don't want to tell you. And he takes you to the side and he goes, you did what? You served a what? Smash. Harary remembers the story? A little bit? A little extra color? Okay. What I want to do, if you could just stick with me for a little bit, is I want to tell you the real story. You know where it comes from? The actual book. You know why that's not the story for? You know why they can't possibly have been waiting for him? Because you know what happens? They were all Spartan. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, 40 days, like, sure, 40 days. We'll see you in 2 months. I want to tell you the real story. Because if you don't understand the story of Chet HaEgel, how are you going to understand the story of Kippur? If you don't know why they broke up, how are you going to know how they got back together again? How can you stand on Kippur and be able to say, this is the anniversary of us coming back to Hashem, if we don't even know why we broke up in the first place? So here's the story. You ready? Stick with me. Here's the story. Moshe is on Har Sinai. He's learning with Moshe. He's learning with Hashem. We're in the middle. In the middle of learning, Hashem turns to Moshe and goes, time out. He goes, what are we taking the time out for? He goes, Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe, lech rei, go down, kishichet amcha, go down. Why? Because your nation went off. Moshe goes, what did they do? From the top of the mountaintop, he says, Surah maher min haderech, asu lahem egel ma'asecha. They go down. You know why? Because they made an egel. Moshe is in Shamayim. God says, go down, because Moshe knows about the egel from Shamayim. What does Moshe do when he hears about it? He goes into what I call Jewish mother mode. What's Jewish mother mode? So when I was in high school, I would say I was, to put it mildly, less than the ideal student. Everyone got a makom kavu in the Beit Midrash. They took out my makom kavu for the Beit Midrash and they put it into the principal's office. That was my makom kavu. That's how I lived my high school year. I'll never forget, I got in trouble one time. I go to the principal's office. Principal doesn't even dial. He picks up the phone. He calls my mom. I'm like, how'd you get to my mom? He goes, oh, no. I moved your mom up to speed dial. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's my mom, my wife, your mom. I'm like, this is amazing. Now, my mother is like typical Jewish mom. The minute she's like defending, like nonstop. And I'm listening to it every time. I'm in the office. He calls. He goes, Mrs. Harary. Before she can say a word, she goes, he didn't do it. It's not his fault. He's going to be a doctor one day. His grandparents survived the Holocaust. And he's like, Mrs. Harary, he almost burned the building down. And she's like, it was an ugly building anyways. You can collect insurance proceeds. You'll build a building. You should thank my son and give him a reward and not put him up, right? This is the world that I live in. So one day, I'll never forget, I ran for vice president of the school and I won. It's a big deal. He sees me in the hallway. He says, Charlie, you did something productive. I'm like, I think basketball's productive, but okay, we have different opinions. He goes, you know what? Why don't we go to my office, we'll call your mom and give her the first ever Nachat phone call. Can you imagine what I'm like, unbelievable. Do I say Shechiana? How does it work? We go into the office, hits the speed dial, my mom comes on. He goes, Mrs. Harary, I have Charlie in the office. And she goes right into it. He didn't do it. It's not his fault. He didn't mean it. His grandparents are Holocaust. He goes, no. He goes, I'm calling for a good reason. And she goes, who is this? That's my mom. Moshe is in Shamayim. God says, go down. Why? Because the nation is serving the Egel. He wasn't surprised. You know what Moshe does? He doesn't really go down. You know what he does from Shamayim? He says, he says to Hashem, what are you getting upset for? Don't get upset. So call Abraham. It's literally the same line that my mother had. Remember the grandfather, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Please, they didn't do it. It's not their fault. They're not so sure. Their grandparents survived the Holocaust. Please. Moshe from Shamayim. You know what Hashem says? Vayinachem Hashem al hara asher asal lasot la'amo. Hashem says, you know what? Fine. We think Moshe broke the luchos because he came down and saw the Egel. Guess what? From Shamayim, he knew about the Egel. He asked for forgiveness. And he got a measure of forgiveness from God, from Shemayim. When he comes down home to Luchot, he knows about it already. So what went wrong? Why did he break it for him? So here's the game. Are you ready? This is what really happened. What's on behind the scenes? Moshe comes down off the mountaintop. You know who he sees? He sees Yoshua. He says to Yoshua, I hear some sounds. Yoshua says, I think it's a kol milchama. And Moshe says, it doesn't sound like war. It sounds like something, but not war. And they get close to when they get close to the wall, Moshe, and Moshe sees et ha'egel. He sees the egel. That's what we learned. But did he know about the egel already? Yes. Did he say sorry for the egel already? Did Hashem say it's okay already? So why did he break the tablets for? Because he saw one thing that he never thought was up. He didn't see up in Shemayim. You know what else did he saw? Vayar ha'egel ve'eha mecholot. Anybody know what a mechol is? Every day we say halu b'tov u. What's a machol? It's a dancing circle. Moshe shows up and turns the corner. You know what he sees? He knows about the egel. You know what he sees? He sees them dancing. He goes, "You dancing? Wait a second. You dancing? I was up in heaven. Hashem told me about the egel. You know what I thought Moshe said? I thought you're down on earth and you thought that I wasn't around because you know what happened for 210 years of radio silence? You know what happens if you're in Egypt for 210 years and there's no God? You end up going to other gods. You end up praying to other powers. You end up going to other intermediaries. I take you out and I'm running you through the whole thing in a year of Makot and you come through and all of a sudden you think I'm married to Hashem and then the Satan plays a game on your mind and shows that I'm dead. You're probably thinking to yourself, we had a chance to marry Hashem. We were his nation. What happened to us? We had the opportunity, and you know what you said? I'm scared in the desert, and you probably ran back to the other powers. I expected to come down off the mountaintop and see the egel. I knew about the egel. But you know what else I saw? I thought you were going to sit around the egel and you'd be crying. I thought I'd be coming down and see you mourning. We had Hashem. I got to go back to serving some calf. I thought I'd see all you sitting around in tears. Wait a second, you dancing? Can you imagine if a couple gets married? And in the first week of the Shabbat, the guy gets called into Miluim, calls into war, into battle. He goes to the front lines, and there's a miscommunication with the office, and they tell his wife that he just married a week ago. Your husband was killed in the front lines, and he finds out that they told his wife he was dead, and he leaves his troops, and he comes running home, and as he's about to tell his wife, I'm not dead, he comes into the house, and he sees her dancing. He goes, wait a second, you're dancing? You thought I was dead? Wait. If you're dancing, after 1 week, does that mean you never wanted to get married in the first place? Moshe comes down and goes, but you're dancing? First obstacle, I'm a day late and you're dancing? But does that mean that when you said to Hashem earlier, I do, does that mean you didn't want it? Because you know how you can tell when someone wants something? Not when it's hanging over their head. You can tell when someone wants something when they're done with it. You know, we have a thing with the guys. Anyone here knows what the happiest day for men is? What's the happiest for men that go to shul every morning? What's the happiest day of the year for you? Anybody know? Bet Nisan. You know why it's Bet Nisan for? Because the first day where you don't say Tachanun for a month. Go to any shul in North America. Forget about it. When they start, well, why is there no Tachanun for? Is there a Brit Milah? No. Is there Chatan? No. Because, oh my gosh, it's Nisan, April, May, June, July, August, September. I don't say Tachanun for a month. Guys are doing Congo lines with their tefillin at a shul. They're giving candies to babies. The wife's like, how come you're so happy? We're like, you know what, honey? I went to shul and they cut out 3 extra minutes. And if it falls out on a Monday or a Thursday, like Yehudim Haita or Rabbi Simcha, forget about it. You want to know what a holiday feels like? Be in a shul on the first day of Nisan and it's a Monday and they go, Yehi Shem. They go, oh my God. The greatest words for the ears of a Sephardi is Yehi Shem. You know why? Because we don't want to be praying. We're praying because we're little. They told us if you don't pray, God's going to avenge you. You know what we're sitting around Kippur for? You think we want to be in shul in Kippur? We want to be with the bagel when Kippur is over. That's why the night of Kippur is so enjoyable. But they told us we were little. If you don't come to Kippur, then God's going to put you in the bad book and you have a bad life, and He's going to zap you and kill all your kids, and you're never going to make any money. So here's what you're going to do. Show up on Kippur and play, and listen, you don't like it, pay attention. You don't like it, pay attention. You don't like it, pay attention. Listen to me, pay attention. Because if you don't pay attention, listen, you want to mess with God. Let me tell you that you don't mess with God. You don't mess with Him on? You don't mess with Yom Kippur. You don't know what you're saying? Say it anyways. You don't want to be here? Too bad. And when you walk out of that shul on Motzei Kippur, you're doing dances around the egg out. I'll dance anywhere, because at the end of the day, I'm not married to Hashem. Hashem doesn't know me. Hashem is there. I'm here. And we have a deal, me and God. Here's how the deal works. You need things, and I need things. You need prayers, and kosher food, and holidays. I need health, happiness, friends, grades, and money. And we'll make a deal. I give you what you want, you give me what I want. This is called Amazon spiritual shopping. Here's how it works. I'm going to order a good life, and the book of life, and extra money, 2 sigulot. I'll take that. I'm going to put the money in the shit, and I'm going. And by the way, if I do the work I do and I don't get what I get, you know, I'm looking up, I'm like, God, what's taking so long? I don't understand something. Don't you have Amazon up there? Like, I don't understand. Don't you have Prime? What's taking over? I don't understand. I don't want to be here. But I got to do this, because this is what they told me I got to do to get what I want in life. You go your whole life like this. Where you look at Hashem and you go, where is Hashem? And you go, up there. You know where Hashem is? He's not up there. Up there is clouds. You know where Hashem is? He's in here. Hashem is inside you. At least a piece of it is. When you want to know where Hashem in your life is, Hashem is right in front of you. He's with you every second of your life. And if you walk through life and you live your whole life and you go into shul every day, you say all the words and you die, and at your deathbed they go, where's God? And you go, here. You spent your whole life in Judaism and you didn't understand the most basic tenet that Hashem isn't up there. He's with you every second. He's inside you. What he wants is not a robot. What he wants is a human being to stare up at him and say, Hashem, I don't know where you are, but I'm going to tell you something. I want you. I'm not doing this for something. I'm doing this because I want a relationship with the creator of the world. I can't believe that the creator of the entire world cares about me. I'm such a nobody. Why would you care about me? Do you know who I am? I can't even go a day without eating. You built the place. You care about me? You picked me to be part of your nation? Why? And when a Jew comes to Kippur, you know what the sin of Kippur was? You know what Kippur came to rectify? The sin of the Chet HaEgel wasn't that they did the wrong thing, they got forgiven for the wrong thing. The sin of the Chet HaEgel didn't take place in their hands, it took place in their hearts. Moshe said, I'll forgive you for the Egel. You know what I can't forgive you for? I can't forgive you for the fact that you married God 2 minutes ago, and now deep in your hearts you want to leave him. You want to know how your Kippur is? Forget how you do Nila. Your real Kippur is how excited you are when Kippur is over. Because Kippur is a day where God says, it's just me and you. Get rid of all the stuff. One day a year, all the stuff. Food, this, that, just one day. Me and you, sit down for a day, look me in the eye for one day of your life, and talk to me. I miss you. I want a relationship with you. You think you're a nobody? You're the most important person in my life? I'm inside you. Sit in the shul for one day. You don't got to worry about work. You don't got to worry about eating. You don't got to worry about how you look. You don't got to worry about anything. All you got to do is sit with me for a day of your life and talk to me. You think I want a robot? You think I want to be treated like a guy that's spiritual shopping? You know what I really want? I want a bunch of Jews that look at me and say, I really care about you, God. I want to find you in my life. And when a Jew does that on Kippur, he turns to Hashem on Kippur. He looks up at the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, Hashem, this is what I want. I want you. And when a Jew does it on Kippur, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, that was the problem in the first place. You know what the woman told my man? You know what the woman told my friend? And with this I'll start to end. They're sitting in the room together. You know how they got back together? They're sitting in the room together, and he turns to her and he says to her, the worst possible thing a guy can tell a woman. This guy's he was clueless. He turns to her and goes, I don't know why you're upset at me. What did I do wrong? I bought you a house. I bought you a car. I bought you jewelry. I take you on vacation. What more can I do for you as a husband? Can you imagine? You know the famous story with the rabbi and the flowers? You know the story? It's a great story. A guy comes home one day, sees his wife, and he goes, hi, honey, what's the matter? What's going on? She goes, good. Anything special today? He's like, it's a Tuesday. She's like, anything happened 12 years ago today? He's like, oh, yeah, we got married. Yeah, happy anniversary. All right, what else is new? And she gets upset, and he goes, so he leaves the house. He goes to his rabbi and goes, Rabbi, I don't know what she's upset for. What's the big deal? I forgot the anniversary. So Rabbi goes, listen, she's a woman, treat her like a queen. They care about anniversaries. So she goes, Rabbi, what should I do? He goes, go to the flower store, get the biggest bouquet of flowers you can find, give it to your wife on her anniversary. He goes, Rabbi, not only are you a scholar, you are a gentleman. I'm honored to be in your congregation. He goes to the flower store, he buys the biggest bouquet he can afford, he knocks on the door, she opens the door and he goes, here, the rabbi told me to buy these for you. This is our lives, no? Hashem every day waits for us in the morning. Wake up in the morning. Hashem goes, "Okay, you ready? Are we gonna be real? Are you gonna be real with me today? I know you're busy, but and we turn to God and we go, God, listen, I don't want to be here. Oh yeah, I don't want to be here. Another anniversary, another holiday. But listen, here, the rabbi told me to do this. The rabbi told me to say this. The rabbi told me to do this stuff. The rabbi told me to deal with you. You okay? You fine?" And God's like, "What? But what about the relationship?" So she turns to him at a cup of coffee, and she says to the following, she goes, listen, he goes, what else do you want from me? I buy you this, and this is what she says to me. This is why, by the way, Ash said, I'm like, you go, girl, she's awesome. Here's what she says to me, you ready? She goes, what? You think that when you buy me stuff, I'm impressed? You think because I'm a poor girl from the Midwest that I'm impressed with your stuff? Let me tell you something, she said. I didn't marry your stuff. I married you. And if you can't give me you, I'm not interested. And my friend, to his credit, turned to her and said, I don't know how to do that. No one's ever asked for me before. How do I give you me? And she said the following line to me. You know what she said? She said, all you have to do is really want it. If you really want to give you me, we'll figure it out together. You know what we think Kippur is? We think Kippur is when we show up and God goes, you did what? You did what? You did. Oh my gosh. Are you still here? What are you doing here? Can you move over so someone holy can talk to me? Because are you really here? Can you say you're sorry 50 more times? Because can you really? Let me tell you what Kippur really is. I want to read you a quick line from the Sif. I'm just going to say it out loud. The Sif Seifan, this great Sif, is the following. You know that when you get to Kippur, Hashem says, I forgive you for your sins. You know when you get to Kippur, your sins are forgiven. Not through Kippur, at Kippur. After we sit in the shul and say, Kal Nidre, all the connections to the Ra is gone, and you are considered to be sin-free. You know how you know you're sin-free? Because you know what you say after Kal Nidre? You say Arbi. You know what you say at Arbi? You say Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto out loud like a malach. That means on Kippur, not at the end of Kippur. You'd think if you did TESHUVA the whole Kippur, you know you say Baruch Hashem out loud? You would say it out loud at the end of Kippur. You say it at the beginning of Kippur. You know why? Because God says, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm giving you a gift. It's called Kippur. Kippur, the day itself cleans you. You show up, I forgive you. You know what she said to him at the meeting? At the coffee? She goes, you need forgiveness? I forgive you. You're a kid, I don't blame you. And he goes, that's it? She goes, there's forgiveness and there's a relationship. And Kippur comes in and God says, listen, you want forgiveness? I forgive you. I get it. And now you have 25 hours to decide what you want. 25 hours, one time a year, on the house. God says, everyone's out. In Shemayim, there's no Satan. All there is Hashem and us for 25 hours, one day a year. And God says, I'm taking it off the table. No more sins. I got it. You're my life. And a Jew stands before God on Yom Kippur. A Jew looks up at Hashem and says, I'm sorry, but let me tell you why I'm saying I'm sorry. I'm not sorry because I need you to give me more stuff. I'm done with that. I want stuff, Hashem. I want stuff. But if I'm going to turn you into a vending machine, what's the point? Let me tell you why I'm sorry. I'm sorry because you know what I want more than anything in the world besides stuff? I want you. I don't know how to do it. I'm a regular kid. I'm 18, 20, 25, 30 years old. I don't know how to do this. But I can tell you one thing, Hashem. I want to be the guy that walks out of that shul and feels you with me. I want to be that Jew that where I am in the world, in my core, I know you're part of me. I want to be that Jew that's real. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to be a robot. I want to be authentic. I want our relationship to be real. So here's what I'm going to do for one day of my life. I'm going to be real. No faking it. And I'm going to look at you all day. And I'm going to pray, but when I pray, what I'm praying for in my core is me and you. And if a Jew turns to Hashem on that day with the ratzon, with a real desire that I just want you, Hashem, you know what Hashem says? You really want me? Really? You're not using me for my stuff. Because guess what? I married you for you. I picked you out of 6 billion people because there's something about you that I need in my life. Can you imagine God saying that to you? And when a Jew on Kippur stands in for Hashem and is real, he's the real person to the core. No faking it. No, I need stuff. Just real. And you turn to God and say, I'm sorry because of what it did between me and you. Every sin just separated us. So when I say I'm sorry because I'm sorry that I separated myself from you. You know what I want this year? You. You know what I want this year? You. I trust you. You do that for an entire day. You know what ends up happening? You find the peace in your heart that you didn't know existed before. You ever get to fight with a friend and you make up? You ever get to fight with your spouse and you make up? You ever get to fight with your kids and you make up? It's the best day of your year because there's nothing better than connecting with somebody else in a real way. Imagine that with Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Can you imagine that? Better than the bagel. All the food you're missing, you'll eat in Sukkot. Trust me, you'll triple it up. Rabbis say, don't forget this. Don't walk in scared. Lo, how you want to know what a holiday is in our minds? Word associate, you know what a holiday is? A holiday is the feeling you get when you stand here and you look up and you're real and he's real and it's the two of you for one day. A holiday is 2 cups of coffee with the creator of the world. That's a holiday. My baracha to each and every one of you is the following. Please, don't use Kippur as a vending machine. Stand before Hashem on Kippur, look him in the eye and say, Hashem, listen, I failed 1 billion times. You know why I failed? Because I'm a human being. But you don't want perfection, because if you want the perfection, you would have made another malach. You know what I really want? I want to be real with you this year. I want to feel you in my life. And if a Jew does that, Hashem promises, you really want me? I'll give you everything. I'll give you everything, because I'm only holding things back because I want you to talk to me. And you talk to me no matter what. You want a relationship? When you come out of Kippur and you have a relationship with Hashem, you've gotten the most valuable thing your year, and the whole year changes. There's my bracha to everyone who was sincere. We should have a Shana Tova, Mituka, with Parnasa, and Briut, and everything, but most importantly, we have a year with Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Emunah, Bitachon, and Geulah. Thank you very much.
Like Harary said, beautiful. You are all welcome here. The chair is always available for each one.